So we did it. We hit 30,000 subscribers, and because of that, I'm making my promise and doing a Q&A. Basically, I had 2 posts where I had people ask me questions that I will answer in this Q&A. Now, I didn't get to all of them, specifically the ones I skipped were either ones I didn't feel comfortable answering or ones that I didn't really know how to answer. But there are almost 40 questions to answer, so let's begin. Who's your favorite Crunchyroll YouTuber? 3D Crunchyroll animations. Because I really like their content. The way the animation is and how some of their videos look is just beautiful. And it does have some pretty good videos like Yugoslavia during the 1990s, POV of Germany, and many more. How did I come up with the name? Now, I actually first adopted this name back in 2018 when Fortnite was getting popular, as I just used that as my Fortnite username, basically combining my favorite color, planet, and number. And I decided to adopt that for the channel because it actually sounded pretty neat. Do you play Holy 4 or play any Paradox games? No, I actually don't, although I really want to, but also I don't think the computer I have is strong enough for that. But I do play an alternative on Roblox, Conquer the World, and I mean it's updating pretty fast. Like just 6 months ago, a lot of the features that I have now weren't even in the game. What's your favorite movie? Sonic 3. I mean, it's not like it's far ahead, but I think the way the movie is structured is just something I really like. And I really like the fight scene between Sonic and Shadow. Where are you from? Because you have a unique accent. This isn't really going to be something I'm going to answer specifically since it is, in my opinion, private information, but I'll just tell you that I do live east of the Mississippi River in the United States. I really never thought I had a unique accent until I went to France, as I stayed at a host family for that week. Why'd you ask us if we went to prom or not? This is because my first prom was happening tomorrow, and I just wanted to see what your guys' experience or thoughts are, if you even went, and hopefully get some tips and tricks. Now, in the end, prom was pretty okay. It was really nice to hang out with friends, and I really liked the music. The food was mad though, and the grand parade was, it was not good. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. What's your favorite Ace Animations backroom video? Latin America. Don't get me wrong, the other ones are funny, but I think this one has some of the best jokes in the entire channel, thus why it's my favorite. Have you ever played Pokemon Ball Not Safe for World? Yes, I have, and it definitely has that charming old Pokemon Ball vibe, whether it be how America's just egotistical, or we have stuff like the Rectangle just destroying everything. Besides Solo Balls and Crunchy Balls, what other fandoms are you in? Now, you could say the stats community, but also I've kind of distanced myself from that community after all the drama that happened, and instead I spent a lot of my time with my actual friends in school and my school community. Although you could say that in a way my school community fandom, which is like really small. I mean, my school is like 350 kids total, so yeah. Have you ever told anyone about your YouTube channel? Yes. Speaking of that, my family knows it, my YouTube channel, but not just that, my entire school. Well, at least my graduating class. In fact, a lot of my friends have mentioned my channel and how I should be doing specific videos, and it's funny, but it's also a little overbearing at times. Now, I don't know if they watch these videos, so I'm actually going to do some little experiment. If you are from my school, please message me Red77 to prove that you've watched this video. Everyone else, you don't have to do anything. If you ever wanted to meet a YouTuber, who would it be? Probably someone on the youngest side, like Daniel Cow Drawings or H1T1. I think it would be pretty neat to meet these people, although at the same time, meeting someone like Mr. Beast would be like insane. Which non-Crunchyroll YouTuber do you hate the most? This one's probably a little obvious, but Fash, because this channel has like 15 million subscribers, yet somehow makes some of the most dumb and repetitive content, while also just re-uploading a lot of their uploads, and yeah, that's just really annoying. How did you discover Crunchy Balls? To be honest, I actually really don't remember. I remember discovering them back in like 2018 or 2019, and I remember watching both Noisy Animation and Claire Granjano, so most likely from one of those two. Why was the switch to commentary so sudden? Okay, so this is a little complicated one. So, I was in the stats community, and I used to make a lot of stats videos. In fact, that's how I got popular in the first place, but after loss of interest in just making stats, as well as the fact that one of my computers just broke at the time, and the fact that the stats community was just getting really toxic, I decided I want to experiment with other kinds of content, and I did try to make gradual switching to commentary, as I posted my first commentary video in mid-2024, and during late and early 2024 and 5, I did try to make stat videos and commentary videos at the same time, but then after the Crunchyroll Community's cooked video, I decided to just completely switch to commentary, and since then my channel has been doing better than ever. Do you live on Saturn? Yes. What's your favorite Crunchy Balloons video, and what's your least favorite Clinic General video? My favorite Crunchy Balloons video is this Maxwell Cat helicopter video, because it's at least somewhat more bearable than like most of their shorts. And when it comes to my least favorite Clinic General video, it'll be the Dissolution Dance. The video's still good, and it has some charm, but I feel like compared to some of the other videos like the Czechoslovakia video, the Ottoman Empire with sword player references, and the Central African Republic Calm video, this video does seem to be a little weaker compared to these. What are your thoughts on CGP Grey and Oversimplified? CGP Grey, I have watched a few of their videos, videos like who owns the Statue of Liberty and why is Pluto not considered a planet, and they're pretty charming. However, I've watched a lot more oversimplified, and I think they're pretty funny. They have a lot of iconic videos like the Prohibition video, World War II, and the Napoleon Wars, and they're pretty funny. Now, I've seen him getting a lot of flack for not uploading for like, over a year, but also these videos take a while, and he also has a life outside YouTube, so we should at least be a little fair to him. Have you played Among Us? Yes, I played a lot of it back in 2020, and I actually remember watching Mr. Beast Gaming and a lot of his videos, and a lot of other YouTubers play Among Us back then, and my friends do still play the game. When will you be open to DMs? Now, in terms of Instagram, which yes has messaging, maybe soon. I mean, I am kind of open to DMs already on that platform, but in case you're talking about Discord, that's a little complicated. Which leads me to the halfway point of this video, and a question that, well, someone did not ask specifically, was a question I've been getting quite a bit. That being, why don't I have a Discord server? Now, to be honest, I think it's due to the fact that Discord's just pretty toxic. I mean, I was in the stats community, which had a lot of Discord servers, and was pretty toxic to say the least, even if myself wasn't using Discord. I mean, if you really want to know how bad it was, I recommend watching this video by a former stats community member. But also, even if I did create a Discord server, I probably wouldn't be on it as much, since I have a more bigger focus on my personal life, like my school community, which I'm pretty involved in. I mean, I've already mentioned this, but I'm also involved with theater in my high school, which already takes up a lot of my time during like February and October. So that, along with grades and YouTube videos, probably would lead to not me being on Discord as much. But that doesn't mean a server won't exist in the future. I just need to think about it. What's your opinion on Otto von Bismarck? If you don't know who that is, this is the guy who managed to reunify Germany into the German Empire, and they won against France in the Franco-Prussian War. And I really think it's an insane feat that this guy managed to reunify Germany after it fell apart from Napoleon, and the fact that it managed to become one of the most powerful countries in the world from like the late 19th century and early 20th century is pretty impressive. Do you prefer No Idea animation or Mrs. Spherical? Now, both of them have their strengths. No Idea is definitely better in terms of humor, but I think Mr. Spherical has a slight edge because he has much greater animation and a lot more historical vibes in terms of his videos. What's your POV on making commentary videos? To be honest, it's a little weird. I mean, I used to watch a lot of commentary channels back in 2021, 2022, and just me now doing what I used to watch and even making videos against commentary channels I used to watch and like is just kind of weird in my opinion. Why do you think country bars is so popular in Indonesia and Latin America? Now, you could say the rise of YouTube Shorts, but I also think an influence might be Mr. Spherical, as along with the Russian and English channel, which blew up, he also made a Spanish and Indonesian channel, which also did pretty well. However, unlike Russian or English, these languages haven't really been popularized in country bars yet. So of course, when they launched, it probably inspired a bunch of new creators in those communities, which is also why, along with Europe, Southeast Asia, and specifically Indonesia, as well as Latin America, have majority of the most subscribed country bar channels. Do you like history and geopolitics? Honestly, yeah, I have a pretty big interest in that stuff. If you could go back in time, what would you do differently about your YouTube channel? But first, most likely not spam out my YouTube shorts like these, which, while yes, it managed to help successful growth in the short run, did really hurt my growth, especially during like late 2024, and it became super hard for a lot of my long form videos to get views until my country bar community's cook video came out. Even then, I actually kind of wish I made country bar commentary videos like back then. I mean, the community felt a lot more thriving during late 2022 and 2024, with the rise of channels like State Bars, the Spanish community, a lot of people from Southeast Asia, and even channels like Mr. Spherical were doing pretty well. I mean, there was a lot happening in the community at the time, and I do really wish I would have commented on like the rise of the community. And because in my opinion, like I said in one of my previous videos, the community just feels a little like dead. What are your thoughts on Slovakia? This country feels like a more like Eastern European version of Czechia. If you don't know what I mean, I always felt like Czechia was more like influenced by like Western Europe, even if it was part of the Warsaw Pact, much like most of Eastern Europe. But I don't know, I think just its geography and the fact that cities like Prague's usually associated with like the Western European cities like Berlin and Paris just gave me those vibes. Slovakia always gave me a vibe similar to Poland, which has that weird middle ground where like they have Western vibes, but they're also like Eastern vibes. So like if you know the geopolitical situation in Europe, you would know what I mean. I've never been to the country myself though, although I would like to go to there as well as Czechia, Germany, UK, and Poland. I mean, as of now, the only countries I've actually been to were France and Spain, and even that was like a month ago. Do you prefer country bars or country humans? Country bars, but that's also because I'm more familiar with those and I kind of grew up with them. Country humans is just, it's never really been my thing, to be honest. And also, I prefer having AI slop than whatever people like doing with country humans, to be honest. Do you play Geometry Dash? No, this game never really interested me, to be honest. Do you think the country bar community has gone toxic over the years? Yes, because while I myself have never become a victim of it, I have seen it a lot on Discord and other social medias and from other channels, and even the comments of YouTube videos I've seen people point out how toxic this community has just gotten. If country bars ever goes mainstream, how would you feel? To be honest, I'll feel mixed opinions. I mean, on one hand, if country bars went viral, channels like me would definitely benefit from this with more subs and stuff, but also channels like Polish Tours, Bulgarian Country Bar, and a lot of the other great country bar channels would definitely like grow, and this would definitely spawn a bunch of new country bar channels with great content and push pushing past the limits of what's possible with country balls. But also, just like the boost they got for late 2021 to like mid 2025, this would also introduce a bunch of new like content forms, which already plagued the community. So seeing a bunch of new ones like hitting bigger milestones just seems like something I would not want to be seeing. So yeah, some good, some bad. It really depends on how you see it, to be honest. What do you feel about the commentary community? To be honest, I think it's pretty repetitive. I mean, channels like Donald Dawkins and Moist Critical and some ordinary games are fine, but then you have others which have these stupid thumbnails and then have stuff like Life Ruined or like the Downfall and stuff with these like really exaggerated like thumbnails, or even these stupid good versus evil thumbnails where I really do not like, or these like fake tweets that like, why would you even fake them? This is just slander. And then like the video links also make no sense. Like, what do you mean more Pegasus's videos stretch to like 30 minutes? Like, how do you even yap about this that much? Oh wait, because a lot of the portion of the video just reusing clips to extend the watch time. Got it. Are you a Godzilla fan? And what's your favorite Godzilla movie? Yes, I am, but specifically the MonsterVerse films. And my favorite is Godzilla x Kong. However, I think King of the Monsters is super underrated. I mean, the CGI is just wonderful, and I think Ghidorah would be a terrifying villain in real life, even more than like Skull King and Shimu. The humans parts though, yeah, it ain't it. What's your opinion on Elevation? Neutral. I never really been into the plane community. I mean, if anything, I haven't even been on a plane until like, once again, like a month ago when I went to Europe. So I really don't have a comment about this. What's your favorite and least favorite video you have ever made? My favorite is the Spaceballs Terrible videos where I talk about Spaceballs' terrible commentary videos. I just like the idea of just tearing their videos down, whether it be the misinformation, the manipulation, or just slander. My least favorite would be this Daniel Carl Draws video where I talk about his history. I mean, I thought it would be some great documentary-ish video, but then looking back, it just looks a little like corny. Plus, it didn't even do well. It doesn't even have 1,000 views. I mean, if you want to check it out, like, you can. Will you ever review Soul Boss fan main channels? Maybe. It depends on if I have any interest in that and whether or not something happens in that community. And the last question is, what are your thoughts on the Rogue Planet arc? I actually plan on making an update video talking about Soul Boss and my thoughts on the current arcs, but I do want to say how the arc went was just something I really didn't expect. And that's all. Thank you so much for the amount of questions I got, and also thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers. We are 30% away to my dream goal of 100,000 and getting the silver play button. So if you want my dream to come true, subscribe. Well, that's all for today's video, and I'll see you guys later.